just for the record, I don't see myself as a starseed. I don't label myself as anything. I don't know. I don't know, alien refugee or something. I don't know what you call it. I don't know. I don't have any labels for myself. But many do, and more power to it. What am I getting at? What inspired the title is I saw a rat today. It's like, shit, I know that has a meaning to it. I saw one about a month ago. I saw it again. I saw another. I'm pretty sure it was a rat. I don't think a freaking mouse was that big. It was like a baby rat. It was still a fucking rat. So I looked at it. I was like, what does a rat mean again? It's like, oh, yeah, surviving great difficulties. Boy, is that the truth of it. Yeah, that's, because if you're not an NPC, man, unless you're a spiritual NPC, which many are, and some of us aren't any of those. Yeah, we're pretty much better off dead, basically. But the world needs us, so we're here. Pretty much better off dead, but I might as well say it. So we're not dead, so it feels like you're dead. It feels like you're in other people's jail. It's like, yeah, this is like jail. But it's not your jail, it's the jail of others. If I had to, yeah, that's what it's like. It's like, this isn't my prison, because I'm not in prison, but it feels like prison. It's like, oh, wait, that's not my jail. That's, I don't know, the world's jail. It's the Starseed jail. NPC jail. It's their jail. And, because, in your jail, can you connect to the inmates? No. So yeah, this is like purgatory jail. You're not a starseed, you're not anybody, you're not anything. You're just part of galactic ambassador for the inmates on a desert planet. I can always go downtown. Like it's the first of the month. It's not the first of the month. It's usually the first of the month. And you go downtown where all the hipsters are out there. And lose your freaking mind. Because if you're like an NPC, you're in heaven. If you're not an NPC, you're in hell. So it's like you're around a bunch of adult kids. So and you see that in spiritual communities too. Just new age kids just doing their new age things and just secret space programs and yada yada yada, keeping themselves entertained. It's like, God help them, what am I doing here? Because this is jail. This is hell/jail. They tell you a negative and all that. It's like, whatever you say, man. But it is what it is. But either way, you have to get through it. Yeah, survive other people's prisons. So, but yeah, it is like jail. It really is. It feels that way. It's just, because you're trying to connect to the inmates here. Good luck with that. Because you're not going to suck in all their bullshit, all their propaganda, all their brainwashing. That's just any of that crap. But anyway, that's not what we're here for. I'm not sure. I can't remember the title of this, actually. So I just put the Starseed in there because that's where a lot of people feel like they are, and that's ground crew. I don't have a title. I'm one of those, I don't think I'm the only one that has no title, but we're just here in the abyss of whatever the hell this is. Where things are going and all that. Obviously, it's not. The shutdown for that's going to go on. I think they said in the thing like the 18th or something like that, maybe longer. Doesn't matter. No, we're still here. I was going to shut down the world so we can leave. Not going to do that. That would be nice. Because a lot of us will not come back. Yeah, you can send me a postcard. You send me a postcard of this world. It's like, that's a nice postcard. I'm going to throw it in the trash. Forget that place. So, anyway, what we're here for, I know, all the sarcasm and all that. Because I made an alien video, but I'm just trashing society so much. Like, I can't keep doing that. I gotta add some light to it. Is some good to humanity, and there is somewhere. I know, I'm talking like a reptilian, right? Just looking at society, like, that's a sad pile of shit, isn't it? Anyway, but yeah, it's what you bring to society. You're bringing in something new, and obviously the NPC reality is going to throw it all back to you. You're bringing new energies here, and it sucks, but you're actually bringing in a new frequency here. And society has been spoon fed, what it what it is. And so bringing something new here, it sucks. So you just have to, it's just part of the mission. That's why he's sleeping. Sleeping's kind of probably to me, if you can even do that. Resting just to get through the heartache of society's blindness. Yeah, because some of us that are not, I don't call myself Starseeds are like, they have a relationship, they have a job, they have all that stuff. I don't have any of that shit. I have a job, and fuck you. So that's not a Starseed. Starseed, you're outside the system, so you just get, like in the wasteland. You're in other people's prisons. Like you're in jail. It really does feel like jail, though. Like I said, it's not my jail. It is, because individuals here are in their own prisons, so, and try to connect to them and say, hey, how's it going? And they're just in their little program. It's like, okay, never mind. You can keep that. Yeah, you can keep that stuff to yourself. Or, like at work, it's like, you have these like people that have college degrees and they're in the medical field. And it's like adult teenager shit. I can go to concerts and drink wine. It's like, oh my God, just kill me, please. I can't do this, man. And you go downtown, it's all that crap is there. Go to concerts, go to this, go to that restaurant. Just pull my plug already. So anyway, enough of that. See, I'm not a Starseed. I'm a black sheep of. I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one that's not a Starseed. I don't know what the fuck I am, but either way, because Starseeds are, like I said, they're the new age groups, and they're on their podcasts with thousands of views talking about nonsense. Swimming dolphins, they have that starseed face and all that. Yeah. So anyway, at least I clarified that. There was something. Well, you could. Yeah, the other thing. Well, you're here for downloads, right? Or secret knowledge, right? Shit. As an observer. Well, I've been picking up on, like even in the spiritual community, I've mentioned this individual before, like a I don't know, like a psychotic, I don't know, what's a good word for it? Like a narcissist with issues, talking about aliens and all that, has a huge following. I'm not going to go into all the details of how psychotic the person is. But anyway, now you can say, like, is it a demonic possession? I'm not clear if it's a demonic possession or just a demonic being. I've gotten downloads about, like, devil beings. There's different types of demonic energies. Obviously, people are at a low frequency and they have their inner devil that they're exploring, as you can see with alcoholism and all that. So you have like some of these social media, YouTube darling spiritual psychotics that have a huge following, like 200,000 subs to give you a hint. I talked about it before, but it's like either it's like an Egyptian like demonic possession there, which makes or it's just a demonic being. I'm not clear if it's definitely a demon energy. And of course it has like that kind of Joker smile. That's psychotic. That people apparently adore. And it just, you're not seeing the demonic being there. You see a psychotic instead. Even getting younger, which shows, this is an older person too, and getting younger. So it's like a demonic. Like I said, is it possession or is it like a full demonic being? I don't know. But that has all the characteristics of a demon being, basically. Like it can look like the nicest, prettiest thing ever. Doesn't mean it's not a demonic being, though. Just putting that out there as an observer. You can throw that back in my face. I don't care. I'm just saying, it's like, but here people are that's such a low frequency at everything. Of course, those that are snapping out of the system, because because looks aren't everything, and they're using looks to manipulate the population. Most populations mentally shut off anyway, so it's easy to take them for a ride. So for those that are kind of edging out of all the spiritual manipulations, I see things a little bit differently. But just interesting feeling I'm not looking for this, I sort of just kind of feel it. Yeah, I wasn't looking for it. And like there's like the devil beings that are incarnate here, they have like the goatees, and they're not red, but might as well be. But people here are so checked out, they're not even seeing that. Like, I didn't even see it. It's like, I never realized that some of these little spiritual psychos are, old devils. But the devils they're devilish, they're tricksters, they're malicious to a certain level, but demonic beings are a lot more intense. They're just a lot more powerful, too. Or it's a demon being, so. And this is not what this is all about, but figure I'll mention it. Yeah, they don't look like demon beings. That's the other thing. They look like a siren energy, like hiding it. It's like, damn, dude. And poor little people here are just not quite there. Jeez. They're just not quite there, right? To see that. And who is? Of course, you can see it. There's something not right there, but anyway. Well, they're getting people galactic information, saying in a psychotic way to make people feel comfortable. They're going outside themselves. People are not going into their own energy and connected to their own galactic. Instead, they're listening to the psychopath talk about their galactic connections. And it's very manipulative. It's like a witch energy. And I would say it's like I don't know if it's a high-end demonic being, but it has some power, that's for sure. But this is their playground, as they say, right? And of course, humanity on a larger level is not evil, just stupid or going through their shit, right? But you never know. Some might actually evolve into something better. Because right now, at least the ones I'm dealing with, the higher selves, because the higher self is supposed to be like this higher self, right? But like I said, the air conditioning's on and everything's all great in higher dimensions, and their human version here sucks. So it's like it's hot trash instead. So hot trash hopefully will evolve out of hot trash. This is a smart person too. It could evolve out of inner narcissism or whatever, victimhood and all that. So I don't know. It's just because the higher self and the human self aren't that much different when you think about it. They're going through their issues and they're just like, that's the whole transition part, is becoming a better human. That's why you come here, to add some color to yourself. Because even the astral realms can be colorless. Like there might be some color, but it's like lack of experience. So you come here to have more experience and yes, challenges to develop more character, more abilities, more something. Doesn't mean you have to have all the power. Us may feel like they need to be like a god type being, and was the solar flare guy? The solar flare's gonna come and get your superpowers. I think he has a large following. He's just a toothpaste salesman. And people love that shit. Fucking told you how shut off people are. Spiritual community is such a knucklehead reality. And it's just, they make religion. I mean, religion is twisted, but when you get to metaphysical spirituality, it's in a lot of ways it's worse. You got more psychotics there. At least in the religions, at least in the Catholic religions, at least they have family. At least they might think might need some savior and all that and convoluted ideas. At least they have a family though. And the metaphysics is just, at least you have a psychopath to be around. A narcissistic psychopath. That's good. Well, take what you can get, right? Yeah, this is why being alone is that's all you got, man. Because it's not all psychopath, obviously, but there's a lot of it out there. So yeah, you got witchcraft, you got all kinds of shit putting spells on people. It's like, God, I guess, what the fuck am I doing here? So it's like, in a lot of ways it's worse. You got cult leader shit, psychotic cult leaders are just having a blast, just sucking off everyone's energy, putting positive nonsense out there, and just grabbing all the, those that haven't quite figured themselves out. Yeah, you see in the astral realms, it's just as twisted. So I can see why people like the religion better in some ways. It's like, look, sanity, sort of. Well, it's better than the metaphysical realms where it's just eat or be eaten, right? Yeah. So yeah, it's like politics, maybe worse. Like you talk about politics and that's psychotic. Religion can be that way, but then spiritual metaphysics can be worse. Because most people don't even know what spiritualism is. So, but those that do can be very vicious. Yeah, because they're like, they know about the aliens and they know about this and that, and they're just using that to manipulate people. Yeah, it's like they hold on to it. Instead of healing their darkness, they hold on to it. For some do. I've experienced that, I've seen it. Yeah, instead of like bettering themselves, they just become a bigger piece of shit. Because, especially if you're a female and a male, I've seen the female side where just like, you can just toy with the idiots, right? Toy with their brains and all that, because they're stupid. Of course, they might not do what you want exactly, but you can use your power over them because they're dumb. They don't know. Especially when you keep that stuff away from them, then they really don't know. So, I don't know if the males are doing that. Probably, I don't know. I'm not doing that shit. I would assume so. Yeah. God, what the fuck? Yeah, so let's stay in prison. So yeah, this place is great. So, yeah, like I say, channeling the aliens and all that. They can only tell you so much. Yeah, they might give you some hopeful advice somehow, somewhere. But yeah, getting through all this, I guess I can tap into some of that. I guess the Arcturians, do a neutral connection. Yeah, obviously a lot of starseeds are, whatever they call themselves, starseeds. Some of them are going through a lot of narcissism. Not that they're getting rid of it. Some of them are, like I said, they're using it. So, create their own cult and all that kind of this is very exhausting. This is why you live out in the woods somewhere. Talk to a bear. Yeah, seriously. Just be around water, be around the bears. Stay away from all the spiritual psychotics that are out there. Like I said, not all of them are like that, but I mean, that's where Charles Manson and all that shit came from too. So you see online, some of them are crazy. So anyway, yeah, it's fun out there, right? So, well, you gotta say what you gotta say. I mean, might as well, right? Okay. Instead of just keeping it in, and just looking the other way. It's like, yeah, it's a war zone out there. So we're going to the Arcturian energies and go over that. All right, blessings. Greens be Arcturians. Yes, you can say you're seeing different aspects of yourselves and not always what you want to see or what you thought you were going to see. And that is actually another spiritual awakening, actually a good thing to see the world as what it truly is instead of how you might visualize it. Like you let the world appear as it is, and instead of just coding it with some kind of delusional energies, because many do carry that delusional frequency, or just keep the world out for they're not really ready to connect to the world. Not that you need to fully see what's going on, but just it's as you're going through your own development, yes, the outside world can be kind of phased out. Like and many are going through a inner development, of course, but the outside world is so blurry. It's like, what is that place? They're living in it, yes, but they're too busy trying to navigate through their own frequency of who they are, or even have some kind of definition or whatever it might be. So it's just, and yes, they get pulled into some of the wrong groups, of course, but even there, it's just the energy of feeling safe, even if it is, yes, a bunch of, what do you call it, nonsense. That's another word for it, but I can't even pronounce it. But still, they feel like they can, and some of these groups are not into discovering themselves either. So if you're not ready to discover yourself deeper, you go with others that aren't ready for it either. Like you're doing it in different ways. Yes, you might go the wrong way, the back way, every way, but releasing. But there is still inner development there. It's just not going, everybody has their own way of doing things. And some, do things ass backwards, as they say. And some do have twisted ways of looking at realities, and they're not anywhere near releasing or even plan on releasing it. That's why they get pulled in some of these cold frequencies. Because they're twisted too. Some of them are old magicians, old witches, and they like all the convoluted ways of looking at reality. Because they used to use that on people and use spells and things like that. And now they're kind of disconnecting from that slowly, but they kind of still need it. And if it is, twisted. So, selfish. Coming out of some of that spiritual selfishness. As some of you could realize, like, where do all these witches go and wizards and black magicians? Where do they all go after they leave? Well, they do come back. They might not remember who they were, but they're still attracted to this manipulative frequency until they're ready to. That doesn't mean they're ready to anytime ready to release it. That's hard to let go. When you have power over others, using spells and things like that, it's hard to. It's like a drug. It's inner rehabilitation. They connect to the earth, and if they're even trying to do that. So, maybe some aspect of that. Why so many are pulled into these twisted groups to begin with. Some are just observing and just, what is this like? Then they might get pulled in either way. But for the path of your reality, of course, the world is going through, of course, a lot of changes, but what matters most is your self-discovery at this point. Blessings.